Alright guys, so a quick Zyra tutorial here. Zyra's abilities, Q. Let's look at her passive first. Passive is every what? I think it's like 15 seconds she will randomly spawn seeds. These seeds from her passive last 30 seconds. The difference between that and her W, the W seeds will last a full minute, and the W seeds grant permanent vision while they are alive. The passive seeds will grant temporary vision as they spawn, but no longer than that. Zyra's Q. Okay, so looking at Zyra's Q, that is the range of the ability. There's another box outside of the ability, which is the box that will make the plants grow from the seeds, right? So I don't always aim my abilities at the enemy. I just put the box down for the plants to grow, then I pop a plant near an enemy to proc one plant auto plus comet proc, right? It will not proc your mana flow band unless you land the spell. So that can be a little more difficult to do in lane, but ultimately getting off like a plant auto plus your comet is usually enough to just harass the enemy back a little bit. And I slowly in lane whittle their health down, little by little, until they just can't fight anymore. So Zyra E. Zyra E, directional route, works through minions, scales up 0.25 seconds for a point in E. This is the ability you're going to max every single game. The reason we max E, the route duration guarantees the ult knockup if you max E first. So, using your E, if your E lands, instantly R the enemy, then Q plant, and your plants will grow and then be buffed by your ulti, meaning you get full damage combo plus range plants auto-attacking the enemy. Even if they flash away, the plants should still get a couple more autos before they're gone. Sometimes I try to get one melee plant. Sometimes I try to get like one melee, one ranged, or sometimes I really want two ranged half the time. Half the time? All the time. Most of the time. Because they just, if they flash, you get that extra DPS as they're running away. Like if the roots landed, the Q plants are usually better, but when you're really trying to spam your abilities, a lot of times I just end up with a couple melee plants and it sucks because they're not as good. But like they do the same damage, they just don't have the same attack range. And then ulti, giant area knockup, which also buffs your plants. So this I use either if I've rooted somebody, I want to kill them, I will buff my plants. I will knock them up. They will die to either me or my team. Or you can just use it as a giant zoning tool if your team's getting jumped on. Okay? So let's go over runes really quick for Zyra. The runes that I've been running are this page right here. We could actually rename that to Zyra. We'll save. We run Arcane Comet for that harass. We run Mana Flow Band for the mana return. Transcendence because there's not a lot of items you build on Zyra for CDR, and I really like getting that CDR at level 10. Scorch for a little bit extra harass. Domination Tree, I take Ravenous Hunter and Taste of Blood. Any regen I feel that I can get. My poke combined with a little regen, like the plant autos will proc the health return from Taste of Blood. Also it procs Ravenous Hunter. It's slow damage because you don't get a lot of stacks right away. Or it's slow healing, but like it adds up. It's not as good as a Taste of Blood early on. Adaptive Force, I just go AP, and then you change this one based on whether you're against mostly physical damage or mostly magical damage. I've been lazy and I just leave it on MR. Okay. So after that, itemization. Items here, usually I rush Liandry's on Zyra. So I will go for... Here, we're not going to go on items on there. I normally go for Tier 2 support items, Spell Thieves, right? Upgrade that to Tier 2. You want that 10% CDR. You want the increased gold from your stacks. After that, you're going to go for Magic Pen Boots. 18 Magic Pen, because the scaling on Zyra's plants is really, really low AP scaling. Getting that pen increases her damage by more than just building AP items. So the Pen Boots, also move speed is really good for kiting, making plays. After that, if it's like a standard game, they don't have a lot of healing champions, I will rush Liandry's. Liandry's is a very strong item. It adds a lot of extra damage to your plants. One plant auto plus a Liandry's proc is basically doubling the damage from the plant auto. After that, If you start snowballing a strong item to increase the AP scaling of your abilities, plus your plants, like if you're snowballing hard, you can go death cap. Otherwise, if you're just like, you're still in the support range of gold, you're not like carrying, you're not 7-0 or something, go for Rylai's secondary. So Leandries into Rylai's, you get that high damage item first, you get the utility slows, which doubles your Leandries damage burn over time, and it just creates a huge zone for keeping people off your team and off turrets while you guys are pushing or defending. The plant range plus autos just chunks people massively, and they don't want to go anywhere near them while pushing or defending. Other than that, next item, like you're going to have some situational items if they've got assassins like a Fizz or a Zed or something along those lines. I would recommend just rushing a Zhonya's even. Zhonya's is a very, very good item to bait out a lot of stuff from the enemy. In my last game I just played, Zhonya's was a huge tool to baiting fights for my team. So you don't always have to do a ton of damage. You don't always have to do a ton of damage. Baiting fights, baiting them in, is huge for your team, right? So just use that. Like, endgame items, ultimately my build would be Leandries, Rylai's, Death Cap, Void Staff, and then you've got your support item and your pen boots, and that should be your full build. That's pretty standard. Situational Zhonya's if they have an assassin that's going to target you, but other than that, that should be your full build.